Good evening, folks, and welcome to the Pro Wrestling Chat. I'm your host, Sean Patrick Erschen. This week we're talking about Impact Wrestling Slammiversary. Yes, this Sunday, June 19th. Cannot wait. It's going to be a celebration of the past 20 years of Impact Wrestling. Slammiversary is a very appropriate name this year because we're celebrating 20 years. And a lot of these matches are like the old school style TNA matches from back in the day. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to see a lot of the old faces, I'm sure. And we'll be seeing, of course, the current talent. And every match in here is like a banger, I think. So I'm going to pick my winners. We'll go through each match and who I think's going to win. You know, my predictions. And you guys can give your predictions in the comments below. I cannot wait. This card is just stacked, man. This is going to be so exciting. Cannot wait. And I'm hoping to see some nice little surprises. We usually get some nice surprises at Slammiversary. Yeah, it's always exciting. So let's start with the pre-show. A couple cool matches. We got Rich Swann versus Brian Myers for the Digital Media Championship. Now, if you've been watching Impact Wrestling the past couple of weeks, you know Rich Swann won the Digital Media Championship from Matt Cardona. But he hasn't been able to wear the title yet because it was stolen by Matt Cardona and then handed over to Brian Myers because Matt Cardona got injured. So he's pretending to be the Digital Media Championship. Well, Rich Swann is actually the Digital Media Champion, but they'll get to hash all that out at the Slammiversary PPV. So I gotta think that Rich Swann's gonna win, as much as I want to see Brian Myers get his first official championship in Impact Wrestling. I can't see Rich Swann just getting screwed like that and never being able to actually wear the Digital Media Championship after winning it. It seems like that kind of screwing Rich Swann over like that. That's not right. So there's the Reverse Battle Royal, which I'm not familiar with this one. I know this is one of the old school matches from back in the day, but I never actually saw that one. I guess it's just the reverse of a Battle Royal. Instead of getting thrown over the top, I don't know, maybe you get thrown into the ring? I don't know. Is that how you win? I'm not sure. But it sounds like fun, you know, it should be cool. And it'll be interesting to see who's going to be in that match, too. Is that going to be an opportunity to show some old school faces like, you know, Suicide or somebody like that, or Christopher Daniels or somebody like that, you know. There's a lot of opportunities there. You can put Amazing Red in there from back in the day, you know, you could put all kinds of people, like Crimson, some random people like that. You could put so many people in there. So to start the show off, we got the Ultimate X match. This is always a great match. I always have a great time with it. And you got all the X Division competitors in there. You got Ace Austin, who's the current X Division champion. You got Kenny King, Mike Bailey, Speedball Mike Bailey, who's really good. You know, very recent acquisition by Impact, and a great choice because he's been killing it. And Trey Miguel, who's the recent former X Division championship, he had quite a lengthy run. Jack Evans, who is a face from the past in TNA, and Alex Zane, who I believe was AEW star. So this will be for the X Division championship. So I gotta think Ace Austin is gonna keep it. I don't see anyone winning this one and taking Ace Austin, especially where he's in the Bullet Club now. He just joined the Bullet Club. I think he's got some momentum on his side, and I think he's gonna pull it off. And next we have the first ever Queen of the Mountain match. Yeah, it's always been King of the Mountain match, you know. Sure, that was created by Jeff Jarrett back in the day. That was his thing, you know. Jeff Jarrett, of course, co-creator of TNA with his father, Jerry Jarrett. And who knows, I wouldn't be surprised if Jeff Jarrett showed up somewhere on the show. Would not be surprised. So yeah, you got the current Knockouts champion, Tasha Steele. You got Chelsea Green, Deonna Purrazzo, the Virtuosa. You got Jordan Grace and Mia Yim, who just recently came back after her little WWE run there, which never really went anywhere. She was part of that Retribution angle. It was just terrible, so she was just stuck in that forever and went nowhere. Which is a shame, because she's such a talented wrestler, But it's great to see her back in Impact, and she's doing great, she's killing it. Who am I going to pick for this one? I am going to go with the Virtuosa, Deonna Purrazzo. I think she's the best women's wrestler in the world right now. I absolutely love her, and she just looks naked without a championship. She always has a championship on her. She had the Knockouts Championship, then she had the AAA Reign of the Reigners Championship, and then she had the Ring of Honor Women's Championship, and then all of a sudden she just started losing all of them, but I think she needs to get some gold back around her waist, so I want to see her become Knockouts Championship, because she's an amazing champion. The way she carries herself, I just can't get enough of it, and her talent in the ring, her talent on the mic, everything about her is just spells champion to me, So yeah, as much as I like Tasha Steele's, I haven't been that impressed with her run, She's got a lot of talent, but I don't know, it seems like it was too fast for her, She was not ready for it, because I have to say her reign has been kind of lackluster. Now, that would change, I think, if she won this match, with all these great competitors, and she was able to pull that off. I would be shocked, but my pick's Deonna Purrazzo. Also, in this match, the stipulation is Mickie James is going to be the special enforcer, so that's going to be cool, See what happens with that. Because I would like to see Mickie James kind of get back in the mix, too, Next we have the Tag Team Championship match with the Briscoes, who just came in and just rolled over everybody as soon as they came in their debut at the Multiverse of Matches a few months ago, and they just came in TNA and just destroyed everybody, beat the Good Brothers, and won the championships quickly, and they're definitely over with the crowd. Everyone loves them, and I think they're great. I think they're really cool. They're just like rough around the edges. They remind me like a modern day Bushwhackers, only a lot better wrestlers, So yeah, it's really cool. I really look forward to them. That's going to be quite a brawl. And I would hope that the Briscoes would win, because I do not want to see the Good Brothers win again, because they just seem like, I don't know, like they're not even that into being in Impact Wrestling. It's almost like they're just there to get a paycheck, I don't know how much they're putting into their run in Impact Wrestling, because it seems to me that they don't put that much effort into it, that they was just have all the stuff going on with New Japan and, AEW and stuff, it seems like they want to be in AEW, but at any rate, I want to see the Briscoes pull it off. I think they're a really cool tag team, and I want to see them stay on top for a while, Next one I'm really interested about, and that's Honor No More, who is my favorite stable right now in Impact Wrestling. My favorite stable, period, in wrestling. I love them. I think they're just a cool group of like misfit kind of characters, with PCO, you got the undead Frankenstein dude, you got this Rob Zombie looking dude with Vincent, like this weird like stoner guy, and then you got stalwarts like Matt Taven and Mike Bennett, and of course you got Maria, who was recently taken out by I think it was one of the Good Brothers, but yeah, really looking forward to this match, because it's going to be Honor No More versus the Impact Originals. Another thing about Honor No More I love is that the big baddie is Eddie Edwards, one of my all-time favorite Impact wrestlers, and that was just huge for me, seeing him go bad, but I feel like he hasn't quite, gone all the way with it yet. I want to see him go all the way and be the biggest bad guy around. I want to see him doing some evil, evil stuff. I want to see him be a vicious bad guy. But in representing the Impact Originals, you got Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, of course, the Motor City Machine Guns. You can't go wrong. And you got Frankie Kazarian coming back, yeah. And he has been making some appearances on Impact, so that's great to have him back, really cool. And we got 2 surprise entrants coming in. Who's it going to be? Who are you guys going to pick? I've heard a lot of people say some crazy stuff like Sting and like Samoa Joe. I don't see something that big happening because, Impact right now isn't the biggest financially, so I don't see them getting Sting and Samoa Joe. Maybe one of those guys, but I can't see both of them. So I think the more realistic thing would be James Storm and Chris Harris and reunite America's Most Wanted. And that would be cool. He's celebrating Slammiversary. That would be a perfect way, one of the hottest early tag teams in TNA back in the day. And, we saw Chris Harris a couple weeks ago make an appearance, and, James Storm recently was around for a little while, back in Bound for Glory, I think. So, yeah, I could easily see him coming back. They could I think right now he's with NWA, James Storm, but they could easily borrow him for a night, Next up, you have Sammy Callahan versus Moose. Yeah, this rivalry has been going on quite a while, and this will be a Monsters Ball, yes. Monsters Ball match, classic TNA match. It used to be Abyss all the time back in the day. I think this is perfect match for these two to go at it. Just let loose and just destroy the place, wreak havoc, destroy everything. It's going to be awesome. I think someone's going to get hit in the head with a baseball bat by Sammy Callahan for sure. And I think Sammy Callahan will pull this one off. I think he'll get his revenge because Moose broke his leg in the match, Yeah. So I think Sammy Callahan, because he was out for about a year, and, he's frosting at the mouth to get back in that ring, I guarantee you, because Sammy Callahan is so passionate about wrestling. That's all he cares about in the world is pro wrestling, I think, So he's been chomping at the bit to get back in that ring, so I think he's going to be ready to go, and I think he's going to pull it off. Next up, we have the Influence. I love this team. I love Madison Rayne and Tennille Dashwood. They're a great team. The Influence, and they won the Tag Team Championships from the Inspiration, who recently departed the company after only being around. I don't even think they were around for more than 6 months, but it was great having the Inspiration. They were great, But the Influence did defeat the Inspiration for the Tag Team Championships, and now they're going to be going at it with Rosemary and Taya Valkyrie. Yes, not Jessica Havoc. It's going to be Taya Valkyrie. So, yeah, not a member of Decay, so that's weird, Of course, Rosemary and Taya Valkyrie were a tag team when they first reintroduced the Knockouts Tag Team Champions, and they had a tournament to see who would be crowned the Tag Team Champions. And that was really cool. And then, they did the Wrestle House together. So, yeah, they were good friends. So now they're kind of reconnecting. And it's like, wait a minute, you're leaving... What's going on with Rosemary? She's leaving Havoc behind. She's leaving Decay behind. What's going on with that? So it should be interesting to see, is Decay going to break up? It should be interesting. And of course we have the Impact World Championship match. Eric Young, the legend of TNA, versus the new legend, Josh Alexander, the Walking Weapon. So this is going to be awesome. No matter who wins, the fans are going to win, because this is going to be an absolute 5-star match. It's going to be, because even though Eric Young is a little bit older now. He can still go. You know he can. And he's quite capable of having a 5-star match. He's still got plenty of great matches left in him, and I think he's the perfect choice because we're celebrating 20 years of Impact Wrestling, and Eric Young was there way back in the day, you know, in the early days of TNA, and he was with them for years, you know, and he had a lot of different personalities in Impact. I can remember when he was doing Knockouts Tag Team Champion with ODB back in the day. That was funny. Yeah, so for a while he did like a weird comedy routine, and he ended up winning the Impact World title for a while back in the day, in around 2015 or so, I think it was. Yeah, he's had plenty of gold in Impact as well as Tag Team Champion, I believe, you know, and he's 2-time TNA World Champion, so. And that was just recently, his last run when he first came back, you know, to Impact after his run in WWE there with Sanity and all that. So I think he's just been killing it with Violent by Design. I love Violent by Design, a really cool faction. And he's just awesome with his promos on the mic. He's great. His character is just phenomenal. I think he's better than he's ever been right now. I think he's at his best. So seeing him go against Josh Alexander, who's at his best, who is absolutely killing it, and yeah, Josh Alexander is the young buck. He's the killer of today. He's an absolute wrestling machine. You know, he reminds me a lot of Kurt Angle with his technical ability, and you know, with the wrestling headgear, and you know, he's all about wrestling. You know, and that's really cool. So. And he's a great champion. He's really stepped it up on the mic, and he's really passionate, you know, and the passion comes through in his voice on the mic and in his character, you know. He's come a long way from the days of, like, the North when he was doing the tag team there. Right now, he's become an awesome singles competitor, and so far he's a great champion. I don't see Josh Alexander losing this one because, you know, they've been building him up so big. I can't imagine him losing the title already and his momentum being derailed like that. I think it's going to be an awesome match, but I think Josh Alexander is going to keep the title for sure. I don't see him losing it. But yeah, this is going to be an awesome show, guys. I think it's going to be a 5-star classic. I think it's going to be easily the best pay-per-view of the year, maybe the best pay-per-view of the past 5 years in Impact Wrestling, or maybe the best one ever. But now, I want to make a suggestion of a couple people I want to see return. Now, there's a few people that have been doing alternative commentaries for Impact Wrestling on the pay-per-views, and that's Lisa Marie Varon, who is Tara in Impact Wrestling, legendary Impact Knockout. SoCal Val, legend of Impact Wrestling. She used to be the backstage interviewer and do all the interview segments and stuff, and she used to announce the matches too. She was a ring announcer, and we also had, what was her name? Frankie Kazarian's wife, Tracy Brooks. So yeah, legendary knockout too, and legendary manager. Yeah. So I would love to see them 3 come back, because you got Frankie Kazarian wrestling on the show. Why not have her come back and do some commentary with Tara and SoCal Val? And that would just be classic. Have them do commentary on the Ultimate, not the Ultimate X-Max, probably the Queen of the Mountain match. They could just come in and do the commentary for that match, and that would be really, really cool. And you'd have 3 TNA legends there. That would be awesome. And I just want to see Tara come back, because I think she's amazing, and I think she's one of the best knockouts of all time, and I'd like to see her get some recognition. And I would like to see her be in the Impact Wrestling Hall of Fame, because she's 5-time Knockouts champion, you know, and she's just awesome. So yeah, that's my predictions and my wants and needs for this Slammiversary pay-per-view. I think it's going to be absolutely awesome, so definitely check it out this Sunday, Impact Wrestling Slammiversary on June 19th. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be a classic. And thank you for joining.